young man. Like all the young people coming into this game, they have that air of, well, people call it arrogance. I don't think it's arrogance, it's confidence. And when you've got that, you're going to play a little bit better. You're not scared of these big players, and I think that's the main thing. They get up and they play their own game.
Just outside, so Mervyn will throw first in the match. First game, Mervyn to throw first. Game on.
So Mervyn winning the nearest the ball to get us underway here in the NH Koningshof Hotel in Veldhoven, with Kevin Thomas, who just saw off Steve Beaton, awaiting the winner. And no better way to kick off for Mervyn King than a ton 80. Well, we saw Steve Beaton hit back-to-back 180s, but couldn't provide us with their first 9 data of the weekend. Let's see how Mervyn follows it up.
I was just about to say, Mike, that what Mervyn's got to do, he's got to stamp his authority early on in the match. And, well, kicking off on a 180 is about as good as it gets. Well, it is as good as it gets. But didn't follow it up with a good score. So he's kind of cut it in half, as I call it. And Dimitri, a little bit nervy, perhaps, a little bit of wasted darts.
Yeah, we saw Dimitri hit 4 180s in his win over Josh Payne yesterday and take out a 146 out shot. He had to play through the European qualifiers earlier on in the week here to get through to the main tournament proper. He beat Thomas Saylor and John van der Weerd.
Well, Mervyn's got to be careful here. He's got to start hitting the treble 20 again, because he's let Dimitri back into the leg. And that's exactly what to do. Perfect 3 darts from Mervyn King. Going to give himself at least 1 dart at the double. And Dimitri may get a dart at the bullseye if Mervyn doesn't take out this 66.
So probably looking at treble 10, yes, for double 18 then. For an early lead for Mervyn King.
Mervyn King.
Yes, we saw Mervyn a fortnight ago in Hildesheim for the opening European Tour event, and he was unfortunate to come up against a Ronnie Baxter, who was playing out of his skin on absolute fire, and Ronnie won the 3rd round encounter 6-5, but we saw Ronnie Baxter playing some fantastic darts, didn't we, a fortnight ago? Not here this weekend, sadly, the Rocket.
I think that's the best I've seen Ronnie play for a couple of years, to be quite honest. I mean, his consistency on the treble 20 was incredible.
Yes, he was taking out the bigger out shots. He had a 105.9 average, I do believe, in one of his matches.
100.
Well, Merv's been suffering from a little bit of back trouble last weekend when he was in Wigan. He really was in pain. It crushed the sciatica nerve, so he's got sciatica all the way down his leg and what have you.
Yes, I know how painful that can be. Yes, it's been sort of troubling him, his back since, well, since Ali Pali, really, when he lost in the 3rd round to Adrian Lewis at the World Championships.
31.
Well, that's a bad visit from Dimitri. He's given Mervyn the opportunity to set this up and take the leg against the throat. Well, a lot of players would have gone for the 25 then to give him a 2-dart finish, and now he's left himself 3. So Dimitri needs 140 here, to be quite honest.
93. Mervyn, you require 102.
So to break the throat and put daylight between himself and his opponent, he wanted the bullseye.
Dimitri, you require 104.
Let's see what the Belgian teenager can respond with. That's a great start. Double 16 then for a 104 out shot.
72. Mervyn, you require 20.
Well, if he's going to miss, that's where he wants to miss. He's getting closer. He just needs to glance it off that second barrel. And he aims for the big part of the double 10, just above those 2 darts. And a breaker throw. And King leads 2 legs to 0. And young Dimitri really hasn't got out of the gate yet. And You know, when you're looking at the experience of Mervyn King and the scoring power that Mervyn King possesses, you know, you can't let this guy get too far in front. You know, you've got to stick with him.
You mentioned Dimitri being mentored by the Hybrex brothers. Both of them are in action here this weekend. Ronnie, he was in fantastic form yesterday. He's taking on Brendan Dolan, the first match of our evening session. And later this afternoon, Kim Hybrex takes on the Irishman Michael Mansell.
Well, I just walked through the corridor with Ronnie and his wife coming to this comms box, and I said, well played yesterday. He says, yes, I've got a lot to prove. He says, people think I'm not good enough, and so I says, well, that's what you need. You need a name, you need a little bit of bite there, get the adrenaline going. He said, oh yes, I've got a lot to prove this year. So I don't know who's upset him. I don't think we have, Mike. Mind you, I upset so many people, I can't remember how many. As Mervyn King hits his second 180 of the match.
95.
I'm sure it's nothing we said, but yes, Kevin Vaughanhout was Ronnie Hybrecht's opponent in the first round, who we saw off.
130.
So he'll be wanting double four when he comes back, but Vandenberg well behind in this leg.
139.
For 3-0, double four. The double four he hits. A good solid start to this game for Mervyn King. Just over the 100 average, which is really tidy. And Vandenberg yet to get into any rhythm at all. Really, when the youngsters are playing, as I call them, the big guns, what they've got to do, they've got to get out the gate quick. They've got to get in front of them. So, you know, they try and put them on the back foot. When you get people who are highly experienced, as Mervyn King is, you let them get in front and you have got an uphill battle. Another maximum for Mervyn King, his third of the match. We're only in the fourth leg.
Yes, he's looking good, the 47-year-old from Bradwell. And comfortably ahead of his Belgian opponent here in the second round of the Dutch Masters. Third round matches are played tomorrow afternoon. Kevin Thomas awaiting the winner of this one. And then we have the quarterfinals, the semis and the final in one session tomorrow evening. So a potential 11 darter here.
Well, he moved the wire for a 12 darter, but Dimitri still a long way off. At least 6 darts. And he's making it very easy for Mervyn King. But Mervyn King is throwing some great darts. It ain't as if he's not playing brilliant. That's a 13 dart leg. His average up to over 104 now, Mervyn King's. Good percentage on doubles as well. So a good tidy performance from King.
Yes, indeed. Vandenberg will want to at least get a leg on the board. If he can't turn around a miraculous comeback against Mervyn King. Doesn't seem likely at the moment, the way these two men are throwing. We only saw the one whitewash in the first round yesterday when Andy Smith saw off young Fabian Hertz 6-0.
It is a learning curve for Dimitri, though, like all these youngsters. The guy he beat, the young man in the first round, Josh Payne, you know, another one of the very talented youngsters that are coming through the game. And Josh had already beaten Phil Taylor, got that scalp. You put a little bit of experience on their shoulders, and who knows what the future holds for them.
So 1-2-1 here for King to go to within one leg of victory.
That's the second time he's missed the double 8 for the 1-2-1.
Luckily for him, Bergh not on a finish. Will be looking to put a bit of pressure on the shot, but isn't really able to do so. £2,000 guaranteed for reaching the third round of these European Tour events. And Mervyn King edges ever closer. He's 5-0 up here.
Another 13 dart leg from King. Really top class performance.
58.
Certainly the back must be fully mended. But I guarantee with Mervyn, when he comes off, and I'll say it'd be a great game of darts, Mervyn. Yeah, he says, but I'm still not playing well. And there we have it. That is very, very impressive. You know, the 18 dart was against the throw, so Dimitri should have won that leg. But the 14 and 3-13s, exceptional darts from Mervyn King.
Next up on stage here, it is Andy Smith, the Pie Man, who I mentioned, who whitewashed Fabian Hertz, up against Dave Chisnell, one of the stars of the Premier League. Of course, those involved in the Premier League on Thursday night not in action until the Saturday of these European Tour events when the seeds come in. Great average by Mervyn King there, 104.5, one of the highest we've seen so far this weekend, that's for sure.
58.
Yes, and the Premier League is in Belfast on Thursday night. 7 o'clock live on Sky Sports. Be a big crowd in Belfast, a really good crowd as well, the Irish. They love the darts. But Dimitri now, he's like 3 darts away every leg, isn't he? You know, if you'd give him an extra dart with every throw through 4. But he's just, you know, he's walked into Mervyn King, you know, on good form. He's going to set this up. Now, this is about the only chance, I think, that young Dimitri's had.
Would be nice just to save face for the youngster to get a leg on the board, then goes and misses the big 17. And that could be curtains for Bergh. Double 4 then for Mervyn King. A convincing 6-0 victory. He'll take on Kevin Thomas in the third round tomorrow afternoon. Coming up next here, it's Dave Chisnell, fresh from the Premier League, up against the Pie Man, Andy Smith.